Yeah, you said something about, oh, the biggest, I think you named the biggest human integration challenge, which is how do I bring heaven and earth together, right? I don't want to use that cliche Kabbalistic term of like as above, so below, right? But how do we pull, how am I mean, that's where Jung and I think all Eastern tradition, I know the Judeo-Christian mysticism, mystic tradition, it's how do you bring back opposites and create that alchemy over and over and over and over. And you are the vessel. Your psyche is the vessel. Your heart is the vessel. Your body is the vessel, not something outside of you. You are the one that's going to do that work, obviously, with connection to the planet, to the world, to the planet, to everything. But you are that vessel. And I think that is the hardest, the most challenging thing for all of us. I see people who have profound insights in therapy or seeing a movie or people I work with who come back from ceremonies or come back from dietas and they touch profound insights about their own traumas or profound, like they touch divinity, the lack of a better term. And they come back here and everything falls apart, right? It's the famous like Joseph Campbell return dilemma. It's like, I don't know what to do. I've touched it, I've seen it. And now I'm sitting here in fucking Berkeley and there's homeless people on the street and trains and this and that. And how this doesn't make sense. So, right, what usually happens, our mechanism is I either flee, let me go and like, right, like me cling to the spiritual. I'm gonna be like a hot air balloon and just float over there. Or we collapse, like crash into earth. And then it's like, okay, how do I make myself not feel uncomfortable, not be in the liminal space? Because that is the liminal space. Return is always a liminal space. How does the old fit with the new? Does the old should fit the new? Maybe the old is just done. Maybe that's it. Right. So I think you named that really profound. And that's why I keep like I brought that idea of okay, so we need to think about the space. What is the space that I need to create? And you brought up something actually which feels like a synchronicity for me. I was talking to someone who's very dear to me who had a very profound experience in Peru just 3 months ago, which really put them in a very speak about liminality, like questioning everything about their existence pretty much. And they are visiting their family, which is a whole it's a whole other ritual. If you if you go and do this work and then you go visit your family, like really, give you all the respect. Um, and they were describing these profound insights about seeing the role. And they're like, I've been a bridge all my life for this family, trying to get them to see how their narrow view of culture, of religion is so confining. And they were describing this insight of like, I'm realizing that being clinging to that role is disconnecting me from myself. So I loved what you said about we need to recognize our role. Like there is beauty in recognizing we all carry these beautiful energies of what we can contribute to this planet, to humanity. But also, how do we not cling in it? Because then you're just like you're becoming a psychological role. You're not being yourself, right? Then I'm just a therapist. I'm not Ido. I'm not the soul that is here and can have a lot more. And you said, and that you tied it to something that we can talk for so long about, which is how do we do that when we live in a culture that has a very, very well articulated, specific role pricing? If you're this, you get this. You get this amount of money, this amount of fame, this amount of fortune, this amount of respect. And because we live in mostly a very distorted community like culture, you get this amount of love, right? Do you want to get this amount? Okay, so you have to become this thing. And that creates this intense um, split between who we are, like you said, who we actually are. Can you remember who you are? Can you remember why you came from? Like why you came here and who you truly are to who I think I should be to get all those unmet needs, to get all those unmet moments of love and kindness and compassion and